Kia ora, you're watching The Form, and this weekend our main focus will be at the Bay, where we look forward to the Hawke's Bay Hurdles and the Steeples. We'll also be heading up north to Ruakaka as well for our other domestic meetings. To take you through this action is the usual team, Aidan Rodley, Bevan Sweeney and Leith Innes. And here's what's coming up. We'll be starting with our main feature preview out of the Hawke's Bay for the Hurdles and the Steeples. Our Hastings preview, the flat races on the undercard, our racetrackers. Then we're heading to Ruakaka, checking out the two Rating 75 races on their card, and our best bets. We'll be trying to find you more of those this weekend. As mentioned, we head off to Hastings for our main domestic meeting. So Bevan, there's been quite a lot of rain around. How do you think the track will play on Saturday?
Well, if you've been watching the news through the last couple of days, clearly the Hastings-Wairua area has been hit very, very hard with rain, and especially in the last 24 hours at the racetrack itself. 55 mils in the last 24 hours, just on 78 mils in the last 7 days. There's further rain forecast across the next 24, 48 hours, and then some showers on Saturday as well. So Hawke's Bay, sunny Hawke's Bay, is certainly not that at the present moment, Pip, and it'll be true winter racing there on Saturday.
Certainly will be, as we take a look at the first feature, race number 3, the Hawke's Bay Hurdle, and Bury the Cash for Mark Olligan, very short in the market, deservedly so at $1.55. English Gambler at $7, and Lord Spencer, the other runner, in single figures at $8. Let's take you back to the form. We'll start with the Awapuni Hurdle. He's just been so dominant here, Bevan. Can the weight bring him back to his contenders?
I don't think so. I saw him Tuesday morning. He's a bit of an ugly duckling. He wouldn't stand out in any parade, but gee, he's going well, and his work was very, very good on Tuesday morning. That's about as soft as it comes, and we've seen him down at Riccarton in very tough testing track conditions. He'll get those on Saturday. He'll clearly run out the trip, and he's tough and flying less. So for me, I actually think he might be the better of the $1.60 shots on a Saturday for Mark.
Yeah, look, obviously Portia Mesha's got a really good record with the horse as well. She's had 9 starts on the horse with 5 wins and 3 placings. You know, she's a stable rider for Mark Olligan, big plus for me. And look, she's been so soft on the last 2 wins as well.
I think that's crucial, isn't it? Just the comfort level. This horse has asked blitz them. There's been plenty more in the tank. Obviously, there's a 3.5 weight rise that horses like Smug and Lord Spencer get, but there was an 11-length margin in behind them last time out, and this is what she's capable of doing. Portia knows her so well, and that's the other thing. Going to a heavier, more testing track, having won with this comfort level, even if it's that much more testing and with the bigger weight, there's still this much of a margin. I thought English Gambler was okay this day. Maybe the danger, Leith, I'm not too sure how you rated the chasers.
Yeah, look, obviously we didn't see English Gambler fall at the second last. Look, he was running second at that stage as well, so he may have run second. He was getting a bit tired as well. It's probably one of the reasons he fell. But look, he's going to be leading them up for a long time. And if that track at Hawke's Bay somehow does get back a little bit better, he's going to be in front for a while. But, you know, Bury the Cash, what do you say?
Agreed. It's hard to see him beaten. Lord Spencer is a developing horse and pretty tough as well, and should be okay in those tough testing track conditions, Pip. But $1.55, it's short, but I think it's probably okay.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, let's hear from his trainer. He can give you a good guide, and he just talks about the toughness of Bury the Cash.
He's that old style of sort of New Zealand stayer. You know, he's not the greatest looking horse, but he's a strong, solid type of horse. And yeah, you're exactly right. When the pressure comes on, he just seems to, you know, he just toughs them out rather than runs away from them.
He's just phenomenal, that horse. From where we've come from, he's not the most confident jumper, and he still takes a couple of cheap shots every now and then, but it doesn't take any wind out of his sails, and he's just developing into such a cool horse. He's yet to have to kind of finish off a jumps race this year, so I'm hoping he's not learning that that's how that goes.
I'm clearly with Bury the Cash on top. I think it'll run through the majority of multis on Saturday. And look, it's a great story as well around Portia, who has positioned herself now as one of the leading jumps jockeys in the country, and that's just taken 12 months, so she's flying.
Yeah, obviously he's a standout as well. Look, he's jumping so well at the moment. Look, Lord Spencer's been really good his last couple. He does get sort of a little bit of weight off the horse as well. He's 66 to 72.5 kilos, so there's 6.5 kilos, but yeah, Berry of the Cash for Marion.
Yep, on the same. It'd be a major surprise to see him get beaten.
Absolutely. Everybody in the camp of Berry the Cash as we move on now to the Hawke's Bay Steeple. And again, Mark Olligan could be in for one heck of a day with West Coast as the favourite, $1.60 back to try and retain his title. Te Kahu at $13. Izzy My Dad at $5 in this market. And Hey Happy, who is possibly on the backup, of course, in the nominations at Te Araha, which is today as we film on Thursdays. Let's take you to West Coast. I mean, he was brilliant here, Bevan, but he did have company with Izzy My Dad.
He did. Again, I went and saw him on Tuesday morning. Gee, he's powerful behind this horse, and he's a big lump of a lad. Look, it took some champion qualities to win this race. We know he has those. There is a slight swing in the weights back towards Izzy My Dad, and that might be a big differential. I think the race is also interesting with Te Kahu coming back to the jumping. Talk time can put pressure into this race. So he has to be at his very, very best. Sean Fannin rides him again on Saturday, knows him very, very well. And champions, well, they just get up, don't they, Leith?
Yeah, they certainly do. And look, I think if they win another 400 metres, he's still going to be in front. Obviously, Mark Olligan's, he probably left a little bit in the tank as well. So, look, I think there's a little bit of improvement out of him. Obviously, he's got the top weight of 73 kilos. Look, last year he won with 69 kilos. So, look, he won by 16 lengths last year. I think we'll see the same this week.
Yeah, he's just a class horse, and great to see him back and being out there on New Zealand's best jumping stage. Getting to see a horse of this quality is a real privilege. Notice in the gear changes that the noseband comes off. Now, what's happened there, just speaking to Mark, is that it's just been reclassified. It's the same piece of gear, but instead of it being now a noseband, it's a cabochon, which he's always worn. So the gear change says noseband off it. There's actually no real gear change there. Also have a look at Te Rapa and have a look at Hey Happy, Talk Time, and further back here, the Anarchist. This was a race where, boy, didn't they really test the Cossack by having horses sort of take him on in the middle stages. I maybe think that made Hey Happy's run look all the better, but here's a horse who's going really well, Leith, and we know he jumps well. He's a possible upset chance here.
Yeah, he certainly is. Obviously, he's in it Wednesday at Te Araha as well, so it'll be interesting if he backs up. Geez, I wish the Cossack was in this week. It would have been a great two-horse race against him and West Coast, but obviously he's not there. But like you said, Hey Happy, Dummy Myers, there's a little bit to like about him.
Yeah, he's a good jumping horse, and I thought he was really going to be a danger there in the last 50 or 100 metres, but as champions do, they got off the deck and he won, and he probably was going away again at the line. He's just an incredible horse. I think he's an upset chance, but Te Kahu really interests me coming back to the steeplechasing on Saturday, Pip.
Yeah, it's a really good race, but we're going to head back out to Mark Olligan and just get his thoughts on West Coast on that possible really heavy track.
Yeah, I heard there's a bit of rain up there, and it's going to be a bit of give in the track by the sound of it, but he's handled that sort of ground pretty well in the past. He's done a bit of swimming and been on the walker a bit and things like that, but we use the pool here quite a bit when the weather was a bit warmer. You know, they'd work here and have a swim in the pool and then on their way home. He's just got through the procedures. He's just worked and had the odd gallop and that sort of thing, kept him up to the mark.
Yeah, I'm really excited for him because he put in such a brave effort at Waikato, which that type of ground really isn't his going. He's more of a hard track horse, and he stuck to the Cossack like glue, and he, I think he can really develop into a nice horse on the correct going.
He's good. We just we were hoping to run last weekend and give him a bit of a run and then go straight to the steeplechase, but we'll just have to wing it and just go straight in. He'll get a nice light weight, so I think he's pretty set.
I'm not going away from a champion. He's short at $1.60, and there are some challenges on Saturday, but man, he's a cool horse to go and have a look at and watch his demeanour, and nothing really bothers him, and he's big, he's strong, he's got a lot of weight to carry on Saturday, but around him it's probably not as big a concern as you would have for many other horses. He's purely a champ, so I'm on top with him.
Yeah, he certainly deserves a top weight of 73 kilos. Look, the best thing about him, Sean Fannin's only going to take the ride on this horse, West Coast. Like he said, 13 rides on him for 9 wins and 4 placings. So, look, I just hope he gets around safely, and we want to see a champion win.
Yeah, a jockey just coming back for one horse, that would open the door for one Leith Innisfree coming back and finding one he liked, I'd imagine. Yeah, but I'm with West Coast here as well. A star on the big race stage. We just really like seeing them. Should be a good race though. These steeplechasers are always a good spectacle, but yeah, I agree with Bevan. He's one you just want to get along and have a look at, West Coast.
He definitely looks at the horse to beat. And don't forget too, on Saturday, we have the bonus back, not only on the first 4 races, but across the whole meeting. So if you do want to take on either of those favourites, you can have an opportunity to get your bonus cash back if you end up finishing 2nd, 3rd or 4th. To catch all the action Saturday, Trackside 1. Time to turn our attention to the flat races out of Hastings, and we'll start with race number 7 on the program. This is the Taradale Club Handicap. Spencer heads the betting at $2.50, Old Town Road at $3.80, and Samut is back at the races at $5 in this market. So let's take you back to your favourite Spencer. This is him picking up another win. Gave Lisa a little bit of a fright across the finish post there too, Bevan, but he's just racing well at the moment.
Oh, he's absolutely flying, and what an improved horse he is. He's still at the 1200 metres. He's in the Winter Cup noms, this horse, and quite well favoured. Look, he's a pretty quirky sort of chap, and at the line he did a few things wrong, but he had them covered by a margin, really. He's come a long way in a short period of time, and now he's giving a good horse like Old Town Road just the 3 kilos with the 3 kilo claim. So it's going to be his biggest test on Saturday, Spencer, and he's put up 2 peak performances. Can you repeat that third up? Yeah, more than likely, but there's a slight niggle there around him in this particular race, but he's certainly going well enough to be winning if he backs up on his last couple.
Yeah, you normally don't see that after an end of a heavy 10, sort of on a testing heavy track at Otaki, where he shies at the winning post. So it tells me that he had a little bit in his hand as well, and lucky for Lisa, she was uninjured.
Yeah, a horse who's putting together a really good record, like you say, 4 from 12. Isn't it great to see those Schumacher colours go around? Because he used to train their horses in the past, and now have horses with other stables, and one who's certainly emerging as a really good winter galloper in the mix for sure. Here's, I think, more of a key race for mine at least, and we take you here to Trentham and have a look at Old Town Road, but also Tavies Court. Now, Tavies Court is overtaken at this point, has done some work, but a horse who's really consistent, had done some early works on the worst part of the ground, comes in 5 kilograms better than Old Town Road this time round. You know, I thought there was merit in both runs. Old Town Road's going really well too, Leith. How did you split this pair?
Yeah, I think the key to Old Town Road, he gets back to Hawke's Bay, where he's won 4 times on the track. He loves the place there. Obviously, he gets down to the 57 kilos of Tony Davies. So I think if there is one to beat Spencer, I think it's Old Town Road.
Completely agree. I love Old Town Road on Saturday, especially at Hastings on a really wet track. He has been one of our top line winter track sprinters for a long period of time, and he's just training into fitness in my mind, and I think he'll be very, very tough to beat under Tony Davies, who is emerging as a nice young rider in the Central Districts. Samut interests us as well. This is the trial. I just can't quite get a line on this horse. Clearly, when you go back through its record and where it's been and what it's done, it has the ability to take out a race like this. 54 kilos for the James and Wellwood stable. It's just a position for me that you've got to respect the team, and look, the trials don't get much better than that on the synthetic.
No, they'll have her super fit for this week as well. Her fresh up record's good. She's had 7 starts with 2 wins. She had a little bit of previous racing in Australia as well. So, look, I think she's one to watch out of the race. I don't think she can win fresh up, but look, she's definitely got bigger things to look at later.
Yeah, respect around it. We've caught up with Roger James and Robert Wellwood at the track work sort of sessions, and that was when they were looking at a previous race, obviously withdrawn from that, has gone to the trials and now there. So obviously a little bit fitter for that, so maybe more forward than what she would have been prior. She had a couple of starts in New Zealand last preparation, so yeah, an interesting runner for sure. For mine, I'm going to go a little bit left field, looking for a little bit of value. I do like Tavies Court. Third up for the preparation, coming in with a 5 kilogram swing on Old Town Road out of what I thought was maybe the stronger of the 2 key lead-up races. So Tavies Court for me, which I don't think will fit too well with you boys.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I thought you'd be all on Spencer, but I'm happy to take him at the $2.50, 54 kilos, 1,200 metres. Lisa Allpress, there's a fair bit to like about him.
Well, I'm jumping off Spencer, which probably to my peril because he's also been very kind to me across the last couple of starts, but just got a feeling that the old boy, Old Town Road, is training into the right sort of spot here on the right sort of track conditions and the right sort of weight in the mix. I know TV Court gets a bit of an advantage this week compared to last time they met, but I want to go with the Old Town boy at the track that he loves the best, Pip.
He certainly does. So the team split in race number 7. What about race number 8? Let's have a look at the Poverty Bay Cup. Bowes Echo up the top of the book at $3.70. Kick On at 4.2, and then you're getting out to Sacred Pearl and Chase around that $5 mark. And speaking of Chase, here's the first horse we want to take you back to. Have a look at him winning. I mean, he got a soft lead here, Bevan, and this time he jumps up quite a bit in weight.
Well, the first amazing thing was that he led. He went to the trials and led, and you thought, well, he won't do that race though because he just flops out the back, and then he led. When his mind is in the game, he is very, very good. Look, I thought Bell's Echo would have sprinted past him, but they didn't go overly quick. I thought just a touch disappointing, but she's going really well. Lily Road Kick On well got him into the race, and they just couldn't quite get Chase. But hey, he's been in Group 1 company there at Otaki and been in the mix through his career, so it's no real surprise when he turns up. It's just when does he turn up, Leith?
Yeah, exactly, Bevan. Look, he was good to the line. He carried top weight as well. Can he win 2 in a row? I'm not too sure, but look, I think if he jumps out and he probably leads, sits outside the leader, he likes Hawke's Bay as well.
The problem was that was a compressed handicap, and they were all coming in on the minimum, all of those horses on 54. Now you've got Chase going up 6 kilograms and then opting not to claim to leave Kate Hercock on. Kick On goes up 4 kilograms, and Bell's Echo only goes up 2. So there's a 4 kilogram swing, Bell's Echo against Chase. Bell's Echo's bringing, for mine, superior form. I thought she was just about a squat in this. Really liking Bell's Echo. Okay, let's move you on to a horse who's going up really nicely in Tobias. The last 2 performances have been really good wins. This is undoubtedly a step up, but there's something in the manner of these performances, Leith, to say, yeah, definitely a chance.
Yeah, and she looks like she's been winning easy with her ears pricked. She's probably got a little bit in hand. Obviously, El Sol's on this week, 4 kilos off her back, gets down to 50 kilos. So, yeah, definitely a top 3 chance.
Look, he was a bit of a head-scratcher for me. He was terrible his first start of his career, and then he came out and blew them off the racetrack, and then he has been just playing, and then he'll pop up and win a race, and then all of a sudden as a 6-year-old he's come good with a couple of really strong performances. I think the horse he beat the Uranui is a horse that'll be winning at short notice as well, and he did that really easily late in the race. Gets in with 50 kilos if that weight can be done by Ellie. I think she can get close to that. I think just a major player with the weights, but I think the other race is the real form race to go into this, and I'm with Bell's Echo from a nice sort of gate with 56, Lisa Allpress. I think it's one of the better bets on the program.
Yeah, I'm with you as well. Obviously, Lisa Ladder, she's been at Royal Ascot last week, so look, her son Josh has been running the stable, so hopefully he's got this horse ready to go on Saturday.
Tell you what, his communication out of the stable's been fantastic. Yeah, really liking what Josh was doing, so hats off to him. And I'm going to go with him as well. I thought this was maybe even the bet of the weekend, not just the program.
Look at that. That is a confidence. Bowes Echo hit at her first on the form, the one they're liking in race number 8, the Poverty Bay Cup. And that concludes our look at Hastings. Don't forget, nice and early on your Matariki weekend, 10:45, our first race on Trackside 1. Time for race trackers on the form. Put these ones in the black book on your TAB app or website. And you're taking us back to last weekend, Lee.
Yeah, I don't really want to watch it again, because I did have a little bet in the race. Cornelia, race 2. Look, the way the track was playing, I think if Jasmine sat outside the leader, she jumped out pretty handy and she sort of eased back. May not have beaten the winner, but she's hit the line really late. So, look, I talked to Simon Alexandra yesterday, and look, hopefully the weather's going to be okay for Te Rapa on the 6th. There's a 3-year-old 1,200 metre race where I think she'll be going very close to winning.
I'm going to go with Just In Case. Liked it on the day, missed away, and then was really put into the race late. Beaten by a good horse out wide in Pinkerton, but I think this horse is right up to among the mix of our best winter gallopers at the present moment, and there's no doubt in my mind that Just In Case wins again somewhere this preparation, maybe heading to an Opunake Cup a race that wouldn't be past it, but that race is probably going to come up quite sharp.
I'm going to go to a CD horse for my tracker this week as well. Did race down south. This is Harmonious, who in a race that really favoured the swoopers. Now, you watch those swoopers, they finish first, second, fifth, sixth in the race. So those horses who have been on speed. Now, Harmonious is sat outside the leader, and I thought kicked pretty well in a fresh state to finish into fourth position. I thought this was a really meritorious run. Has spoken to Adrian Bull. The horses that they did campaign down south will be back in the CD region, so not down there, but yeah, there's enough in Harmonious performance to say next time for me, Pip.
You like it, Aidan, and I was working on Tuesday and like the run from this greyhound, Power Jordan, first time back to the 375 metres at Palmerston North. Just have a look at him. He checks off heels about 3 times trying to get to the outside, significantly there. He'll do it again coming up the home straight. Really extends late in a nice field. Big Time Alley ends up winning this. I just think follow him next up, especially if he can draw box 5 and outwards. He just lunges at them late and just has next up written all over him for Marcy Flip. So if you missed it, here you go. This is what we're liking. Cornelia for Leith, Just In Case for Bevan, Harmonious for Aidan, and Power Jordan, and those are your race trackers for the week. We head back up north again this weekend to Ruakaka, usually called the Winterless North, Leith. What are we expecting on Saturday?
Yeah, they've had a little bit of rain up there this week, Pip. They've had 43 mils, but look, from now to Saturday, it looks like it's going to be nice, fine weather. So look, last race meeting, they had the rail out 8 metres. It comes in 5 to 3 metres, so it should be really good racing.
And the first race we want to touch on is the race number 1, headed in the market by Master Brutus at $1.95. Then you have Last Start winner Love Affirmations at $4.20, and Illicit Dreams are also safe in this market along with Pippi. Take you back to Love Affirmations winning. Obviously, you were keen on Master Brutus this day, Leith. What did you make of the performance?
Yeah, obviously Opie's on holiday now, but probably wasn't one of his better rides. Look, the horse was slow away, and he's come out to the middle of the track where they were sort of just winning just on that strip where Love Affirmations was. So I think he's going to take a lot of improvement out of the race. Been second up, you know, and he has run third in a Group 3 race to Pierre.
Exactly right, Leith, and that was anything outside that. You can see the different colour strip where the rail was in the previous meeting. Anything outside that was in quicksand. So Master Brutus's effort was okay. Spoke to Sophie Orton, and she said that Master Brutus did take a few days to come through that. Just wasn't 100% coming out of the race, but since then has brightened up really well going into this. Love Affirmations goes up 2, Illicit Dreams goes up 2.5, and Master Brutus stays on the same weight. So really well placed here.
Opie gets a lot of 10s, he gets about a 2 for me for that particular ride. I think he was already on holiday because I thought the horse should have won. And I think on Saturday, with a little bit of natural improvement from the four by Swiss Ace, he should be certainly winning this race, even with the 59 kilos. Talented horse. Here is Pippi, which is a horse that is interesting, man. A couple of wins, both at home, so you love that sort of thing. Chris Gibbs at Ruakaka put itself right in the race, Leith, and can be very tough to run down.
Yeah, and like you said, home track. They're worth 2 lengths, these home track horses, and look, it's improver, gets in with 54 kilos, a little bit to like about him.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a step up because you were getting that form out of the Love Affirmations race up against it, but going the right way and gets home track advantage. Chris Gibbs' horses always go pretty well, and is one named after our host. Not too sure, men. I'm going to go with Master Brutus on top. Leith, for you?
Yeah, I'm on Master Brutus as well. A-Rod, look, he's drawing barrier 2. Hopefully he jumps out a bit better than he did last start. And look, he's odds surge at $2.15. Hopefully we can get the day rolling.
Don't want to bore you, but I'm with the same horse as the boys. Just think this horse second up this preparation, very tough to beat and short and should be.
Absolutely, and I doubt anyone's naming a horse after me as we move on to race at number 6 on the programme, and another over the 2,000 metres this time for the Raiden 75s. Malfi Rosa at $4.60, Chevron at $4.80 is at the top of the book. Then you're getting out to Cimarron at $6.50 with no plan B. So a lot more open than our first race. Again, let's take you back to some form. Malfi Rosa finishing 3rd. Cimarron comes out of this race as well. And Leith, you highlighted no plan B last time.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was in the worst part of the track, and Look, I think there's not much between these two horses. Obviously, Amalfi Rose, she jumped from a mile to 2,100 metres, and third up, she looks like she's going to be really hard to beat. But I just like No Plan B of the race is my horse to follow.
Well, I watched that episode of The Form and thought, well, if it's good enough for one Leith Innes, it's good enough for me today. I do agree the horse out in the worst part of the going and fought well. So if Leith picks it, Bevan, as a tracker, I'm on board.
Yeah, I think Leith might have identified the right one out there in No Plan B, who really came in the best part of the track and should be a big chance Saturday. This horse is going well as well. Chevron, top of the market for Chris Gribbs, again at home. A really nice young rider aboard as well, Ace Lawson Carroll. A couple of kilos coming off to 61.5. That's a lot of weight to be winning, but it's at the right sort of venue, clearly. Handles some off-track conditions and sure to improve second up where the horses are winning.
Yeah, a bit of a jump up in distance from 1,400 to 2,100 metres, but like you said, home track, Chris Gibbs training. Ace Lawson's been riding really well at the moment too, so the 2 kilos off will help, but I'm willing to take a couple a little bit low on the page.
There's a big meeting coming up here in the middle of July where it's a good money race. It's the ITM sort of finals day, and I know a lot of these horses will be getting prepared for that. So hence why a jump up in distance, a big weight, even with the claim. I think Chevron will be just using this as a key lead up into that. So I'm prepared to just be sticking with Leith with whatever he goes for. I'll be going for in this race. Let's have a look at the 390 out wide on the track. Interestingly, the running rail, the outside running rail brought in this day. It's an interesting tactic from Auckland Thoroughbred Racing. But the run from 390 out wide was good. And the going was better out there, although everyone was going to the outside fence by the end of the day. So how did you assess this one, Leith?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. It's interesting that Ace Lawson Carroll apprentice to Sean and Emma Clockworthy's taken the ride on the top weight. So look, it doesn't, Cosio Sano's on 54 kilos, definitely a chance.
Oh, this horse intrigues me on Saturday. It was a horse good enough to go around in the 3-year-old Cricket Million Classic, and it ran on a Sunline Vase, and at that period in its career it was running on strongly over a mile, and then they stepped it up over ground over 2,100 metres, and it was beaten 20 lengths in the Group 3. Since then, they've just held this back from going back over a staying trip. I'm not 100% sure why, but to me it's always looked like a horse that was going to get over ground with a fair bit of authority later on in its career. So I'm happy to go with this particular horse on top, and a bit of value for you for the Clockworthys. Look, it hasn't been going around in races this strong in recent times, but I just think there's a sense of timing around this horse. And 1 from 17 is not a fantastic record, but I'm going to tip you one at value there at the Ruakaka.
That 34 is on the odds surge, Bevan, so good luck to you. But I'm off No Plan B. $8, Michelle Bradley, she sort of has sort of set it for this race a little bit. Yeah, I think it's a great winning chance with Woodamoo pin on this week.
Yeah, I found the race a real trick, so defaulted back to Leith's tracker, and I went No Plan B as well.
Well, it's your plan A, isn't it, this time, Aidan? And no plan B for Leith and Aidan and Bevan, chucking out some value for you. And that completes our look at Ruakaka. The odds surge is back this weekend too, up there across each and every race. So get involved. The first race, 11:32 a.m. Saturday. That time on the form, we try to find you our best bet for the weekend. Lethal, who are you liking?
Do a dance, Pip. Race to at Ruakaka. Look, the Andrew Scott and Lance O'Sullivan trained 3-year-old filly by Yes. Look, she's had 2 trials. This is her first trial. She had, look, Waipa first up. She's hugged the paint. Look, she's drawn out a little bit. She's won from the outside. But Massa on this week, I think this is a really classy horse. And look, she's $1.90 on the fixed odds, and odds surge about $2.20. So I think she can be winning race 2.
Semper Magico, jumping day. I don't want to tip you $1.55, $1.60. This horse was last season one of our better staying winter horses. I saw him school on Tuesday. Portia said it's more of a negotiation with him as he comes through his jumps rather than him attacking them. So he's not the polished sort of diamond jumping wise, but if he stands up, he'll win, and you're getting a decent sort of price of $3.30.
Yeah, I've spoken about Belzeco from earlier on. Just thought it was in a real sweet spot in this race, especially under the weights. So Belzeco for me at Hastings. Philippa?
And I'll change codes and go to Space Conspiracy. She bounced back to winning form on Tuesday. She stays in the grade and I think she can pick up a bonus win on Friday night. So that's what I'm liking this weekend. And I'll start us off. Semper Magico for Bevan, Do a Dance for Leith, Balzeco for Aidan, and the whale is with Forgiveness. Thanks again to Aidan, Bevan and Leith. Enjoy your Matariki weekend and hopefully we've found you the winners.